crafty friends, it's Audra Monk, the Crafty Yogi, and welcome to the Crafty Corner. And I know I'm super far away from you today, but we're going to do a little stand-up practice, and I want you to be able to hopefully see my feet. I don't know. Now that I've started this video, perhaps I should have done it the horizontal way, which I'm not a fan of, but it may have worked better in this sense. But anyway, welcome into the Crafty Corner. I hope that you are doing great on this day, and it's a good time to take a break. It's 2 o'clock Tuesday. That's my favorite time for yoga for crafters, but sometimes it happens at other days. So anyway, before we stand up, we are going to sit and breathe. So whether you're on a stool or a chair, if you're on the couch, maybe you were just chilling out, looking at your phone or your computer at videos, you know what? Set down your device where you can see it and come to an upright seat. So ideally, when we're sitting up, we want to have, when we're using our good posture and we're practicing our yoga, we want to have our hip bones in line with our knees. So if your knees tend to go out or they tend to go in, bring them in line. And then we want our ankles right under our knees, okay? And it's always a good way to start with this, and we're gonna do the same position standing up in just a moment. We're gonna roll our shoulders up and back and down 2 more times, and sometimes that is all the yoga you have time for. You know what? Then that means that's all the yoga you need right then. And let them settle down. Awesome. Belly pulls in, you're supported. Take a breath. Maybe soften or close your eyes. All right, let's do that 2 more times. If possible, in and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more times. All right, and as I've always said, if that's what you have time for, that's what you do. You can do that in your day many, many times. All right, go ahead and stand up, and we are going to stretch our ankle. So when we're sitting, a lot of times our ankle is in that flexion the whole time. I'm pretty sure that's called flexion. Every once in a while, the anatomy words, I get them totally wrong. But so there is a tightness. So if you do that with your wrist, feel that tightness? We may not notice it quite as much on our feet, but it's a little similar that this would be tight here. So we're gonna release it. If you have, these are my indoor, my summer slippers. They're like the little Birkenstocks that are like Crocs, because I have issues with high arches and my heels. But I'm going to take them off. If you have on sneakers or tie shoes or a closed shoe, you could probably leave that on, but ideally you take it off. Have something to hold on to. So I'm just going to hold on to my desk. You could hold on to the back of a chair. You could hold on to a shelf. You don't need a lot of pressure there. And I really hope you guys can see this. There's a little band on the bottom of the Facebook thing, so I can't quite tell, but I think it's in there. You're gonna put your foot behind you with your toes down. For some of us, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, what is this stretching thing happening, right? For some of us, it's gonna be pretty comfortable. I'm kind of in the middle. And then you can lean over a little bit, and you're gonna start to roll your ankle. Good, so a lot of times we rotate our wrists and ankles, but in this case, we're letting or encouraging the top of the toes to come to the floor. You might get a couple pops and crackles, that's okay. And then rotate the other way. And so if you are in an office, you could totally, as long as you're not wearing like open sandals, you should be able to leave your shoes on, and it'll give you a gist of what we're doing here. Good, and then bring that foot in and notice the difference. Dude, I'm serious, this stuff works. Movement in the body makes it feel good. All right, go to the other foot. Top of the toes. And if this is really tight and really stiff for you, it's okay. I was just telling my chair yoga class yesterday at the yoga studio. So are you rolling? Hopefully you're rolling. I heard it years ago, and massage therapists and physical therapists and yoga teachers use this phrase all the time. Motion is lotion. So you have to remember, if you don't use your body parts, if you don't use your joints and your muscles, they get stiffer. They do. So even if it starts off stiff, if you did this every day or every other day, you're going to start to notice a difference. All right, and then stand on that foot. Pretty cool, huh? So let's stand in Tadasana, which is our mountain pose, like we did it sitting down. Now we're going to do it standing up. And you can face side on or you can face forward. So feet are hip distance apart. And then we're going to Ankles, knees, hips, all in alignment. So if you tend to normally stick your butt out or tuck, a lot of us do one or the other. I tend to do a hip to the side. We want to find neutral. Lift up your toes, spread them wide, and let them reach out. Even if they're in shoes, let that motion happen. Hopefully your shoes shouldn't be too tight that you can't feel a little movement in them. Then feel the inner edge of the foot, outer edge. Thighs are strong, belly pulls in, shoulders roll up and down and back. Tuck your chin slightly, and imagine like the old school book or stamp set. Stamp sets are slippery on your head, right? Reaching the energy up towards the sky, and then gazes forward or towards the floor. Roll your shoulders open and have your palms face forward. Okay, so this is an active standing stance. I know this stamp set's eventually gonna go tumbling to the floor. Pause here. Okay, and then soften. All right, one more thing before we leave. If you got an extra second, have a seat again. You don't need to see my feet now, so I'm gonna come a little bit closer. We're gonna take a twist together. So find your feet underneath, right? Just like we talked, everything in line. Shoulders, again, the shoulder roll is always a good thing. Very, very gently turn your head to one side. Then let your shoulder go. Your hands are gonna start to move. Maybe bring both hands to the opposite thigh. Maybe bring the back hand to the seat, or if you, depending if you're in a chair with a low back, like folding chairs, I like to put my elbow on the back of the chair. Pause here. You don't have to over push. You don't have to necessarily keep the hips forward. If they come with you a little bit, it's okay. Breathe here. One more breath here in the twist. And gently unwrap. Roll your shoulders in the middle. Let's go the other way. So first the head, then the shoulder, then the hands as comfortable for you, not forcing or cranking. We're keeping things comfortable. Good. If your hips come a little, that's okay. That is totally okay in a gentle twist. Breathing here. It's also okay in a big twist. We don't ever want to put too much tightness or stiffness into the body. Breathe here. One more time. Gently release. Okay, so you know if we went asymmetrical, right and left, we got to end our, you would do it intermittently in a practice, but definitely at the end. So roll the shoulders, widen the feet. We're going to take a seated forward fold. The forward fold comes from the hinge of the hips, so we lean forward, and you might do hands on your thighs. Depending on the height of your chair or how flexible you are, you might, like if I'm in a folding chair, I don't know about on my stool. On my stool, this feels a little low. In a folding chair or a kitchen chair, I love the elbows on the thighs version. So I'm gonna come back up here. But depending on where you are, I'm gonna put my shoulders down and back and length from your tailbone to the top of your head. Breathe here. One more breath. And then carefully push yourself back up if you wide and bring those legs back in. So there you go, my friends. There is your short yoga break. I appreciate you being here, whether you're here with me live right now, or you find this an hour from now, or you found it later on IGTV or YouTube. Give me a like, give me a love. Let me know that you're watching. I appreciate it. Stay crafty, and I will see you next time.